Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Welcome back, viewers of Primetime Local News. Josh Ryan, Abby St. John. We have another show for you full of news, weather, sports, and more. And a fun question of the day today, the most responses we've had in some time and the most variance we've had in responses.
Yeah, definitely. You know, some people took it as best summer song of all time. Some, related it to this summer specifically. So we had a wide variety of different answers.
And I'm looking forward to discussing them with you later, Abby. Certainly we want you to send more in if you can over the course of the show. But first, let's go to Eric Bay, who was on location earlier.
Thanks, guys. Well, today we are here at the Lloydminster and District United Way, and we're going to be talking about all the stuff they do have coming up, including their Paint the District Red. This is the second year they are putting it on. So we're going to be talking about how businesses can get involved, how maybe you can support as a customer. Again, that will be coming up here very shortly. So we're going to be seeing all that, as well as some of the other stuff they do have planned here over the next few months. But before we get to that, we are going to head back into the studio, and Abby will take a look at your local news.
Emergency services were deployed this morning on the north end of the border city, where a southbound gravel truck crashed into the ditch along 50th Avenue and 67th Street. RCMP say that after failing to make a turn, the vehicle's back end came up on the front, forcing that portion of the truck to detach and flip over. The driver was attended to immediately following the crash and sustained no injuries, while traffic was blocked from entering 67th Street. At this point, the investigation is still ongoing. We will provide updates on the story when they become available. The construction on 44th and 47th Ave have been going on for a couple months, and one of the places affected by the construction is the Lloydminster Community Youth Center. The maintenance is blocking off the front entrance to the youth center, making it less accessible than usual. Currently, the youth center is offering transportation for those who want to come down to the center.
It has impacted the ongoing operations, but that's subsequent in importance to the youth coming to the center. And we actually provide transportation to the youth to come to all the programming. So we actually go to them and pick them up and bring them here and then take them home again. So although it has made things challenging in that we can't come door to door, we still are able to have youth in the center and access all the activities and support.
Making sure that the center is accessible is important to them because for the youth it means a lot.
It's important. This is their community. The youth here, this is a safe space for the youth that come here. These are youth that maybe don't get to access mainstream supports and recreational or social activities. So this is their own community. This is their home away from home, and we respect that, and we want to ensure that we have this space for them be the most welcoming and most safe that it can be, and they get to come and be themselves here.
The construction is currently slated to be finished by September. There have been a lot of construction in the border city lately, and for Grace United Church, it seems that they're praying on a miracle and a speedy repair of the alleyway behind the church, which was damaged by the heavy rains. The reconstruction of the alleyway continued this week. The city has put in a new drainage basin and will reshape the alley so that it redirects the water into the center. There's also some repaving to top it off.
When there's a heavy rain, it wasn't draining properly, so we had quite a downpour here a couple of months ago, and ended up flooding a substantial part of the church.
The area of the church that was hit the hardest and experienced the most water damage was the basement. The restoration process is causing some setbacks for the church.
We're starting a play school here in September, so that was planned to be in the basement. We may have to actually start out upstairs in the hall. So we've had to do some rearranging to accommodate the damage.
The project is scheduled to be done by mid-August, depending on the weather. 72 dogs, including more than 50 puppies, have been seized after police shut down an alleged puppy mill. Officers say almost every inch of the rural North End property had puppies in it. As Vinesh Pratap explains, the owner now faces animal cruelty charges.
These are just a few of the dogs seized on Sunday. 72 animals were taken from a home, most of them Havanese puppies.
Animal Control received the initial complaint, I believe, on July the 26th.
Someone visited this rural property in northeast Edmonton inquiring about a puppy. They responded to an online ad showing puppies for sale ranging in price from $1,200 to $2,200. The pictures in the ad showcased healthy, well-fed animals.
One officer described the residents there to have an overwhelming stench of urine and feces.
The investigation unfolded over the course of 2 visits. A day after the initial complaint, peace officers checked out the home and spoke with the pet owner. A full inspection followed the next day, leading to the seizure.
Our investigations, the way we try to proceed with them is to give the owners an opportunity to comply voluntarily, and we had cooperation from that individual and determined that it was more convenient for that individual for us to come back the next day.
Police allege that dogs were found in all corners of the home, including playpens, an outside covered porch, kennels, and that during the seizure, the accused attempted to hide some of the animals, some of which showed signs of severe neglect and potential illness, according to EPS.
Right now we're focusing on providing the care that they need.
The dogs are at Animal Control, being thoroughly checked out with extra resources called in. This is the first major investigation since the city took over animal protection enforcement from the Humane Society earlier this year.
This is the first seizure of this magnitude that we've had come into the shelter, so it is learning for us to deal with this volume of animals.
While the dogs have been seized and 57-year-old Gloria Sears faces charges, the investigation continues.
We'd like to speak to people who visited that property in northeast Edmonton.
Investigators want to speak to anyone who bought a puppy from the accused or even just made an inquiry. Vinesh Pratap, Global News.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Lloydminster and District United Way, and we are talking about the Paint the District Red that they do have coming up, and Brian Hanterman joins me now. So first off, can you tell us a little bit about what it actually is that you guys are putting on here?
Well, Paint the District Red is just an initiative to get community involvement through the businesses to raise funds for our 4 member agencies and other initiatives that we have going throughout the year.
And now this is involved using businesses. So can you tell us about kind of what the businesses' roles are in this Paint the District Red?
The businesses, they sign up for the Paint the District Red through 2 different ways. One, through a product. If they want to sponsor a product, they give a $1 or $5 or whatever amount that they want. Or they can go through a percentage of sales through the week. It runs for a week, and it's going to be in October. So it's exciting for us. It's one of those things that we want to be an annual event, and hopefully it's successful this year.
And now, so you did mention it's going on kind of in October there, but how can businesses sign up, and when should they sign up beforehand to get involved with this?
Right now, they can sign up through the office here. We'll be sending out emails, phone calls, and myself and others will be hitting businesses out from now until that time to sign them up. So they can just call the office or go through the website and contact us that way.
All right, thank you for this. We're going to have some more from back here with Brian once again talking about the Lloydminster and District United Way. But before that, we are going to head back into the studio.
Thank you very much, Eric. School's out for summer, but we haven't really been able to enjoy summer other than the past 10 or so days where we've actually had a few plus 25, plus 28, plus 29 days with sunlight. Today was not one of those days, though it's certainly better than what we experienced in recent weeks because of rain. 21 degrees, mix of sun and clouds still at the moment. There will be heavier cloud cover over the course of the evening, not expecting the millimeters of rain that we did receive over the course of last night. Your records once again coming from 2007 and 2004, 33 and 6, your record high and record low. And we don't have to worry about very strong winds at the moment. Just a couple of kilometers coming out of the north. Saskatchewan, not underneath any watches and warnings this evening, but out in the west parts, rather, of Alberta. You can see just past Edmonton, certainly in the Grand Prairie area, that there is once again a severe thunderstorm watch in effect, and that should stay in effect over the next couple of hours. That will slowly move in, and that is where we do have heavier cloud cover. So keep an eye on Environment Canada if you're up around 10 p.m. or so. Currently, it's also 23 degrees in Cold Lake, 22 in Meadow Lake, 23 in North Battleford with fairly heavy cloud cover, 23 in Isle Cross, 22 in Myrnam, and there is some rain in both Edmonton and Saskatoon. Edmonton sitting at 22 degrees, Saskatoon rather, still very humid at 26. And your 3-day forecast, 27 degrees expected to be the high for tomorrow with a low of 14. There is a chance of some rain earlier in the day, but expected to be relatively clear during the evening. Some light wind coming out of the east-southeast, 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Then 29 and 15 on Friday, with again fairly calm winds out of the east-southeast and even more sunlight. An especially sunny day on Saturday, but a drop in temperature to 21 degrees. Plus, that feeling will be even a little chillier with westerly winds coming at about 24 kilometers per hour. And that has been your 3-day. We'll have your 7-day later on in the show.
Welcome back. Well, combines are expected to be rolling in southeast Saskatchewan in a week to 10 days. Regional crop specialist Sherry Roberts says some wheat fields in the region are starting to turn color and combines are being prepared for the harvest rush. Last year, she says farmers were harvesting on August 1st and many fields were planted earlier this year than 2018. Roberts says crops are looking fantastic in the southeast, but there are some disease issues. She expects an average to above average crop in the southeast. And now we're going to take a look at your egg prices.
We're a part of less than 5% of Canadian auto body shops and Lloydminster's only locations with certified collision care recognition at City Center Auto Body.
The final stretch of July presented a big opportunity for the Lloydminster Twins. After going 7-7 in the regular season, provincials were set to take place at their home field. But the finish to the season was less than ideal. The squad went winless through its 3 games at provincials, but that doesn't discount the growth made for the team. Josh Park reports on the Twins season wrap.
The 2019 season has officially come to a close for the U18 Lloydminster Twins, a season that saw the squad go 500 throughout the campaign and then go winless at provincials here in Lloydminster. But that doesn't write the story for this team. According to head coach Scott Willis, the steps his team has taken since the beginning of the season are huge.
Night and day from when they started the season to now. Their development has been huge. If they were to play the team that they were at the beginning of the year, it wouldn't even be close. So they're much better than when they started the season.
One thing anyone that attended a Twins game this season would notice is the energy the team plays with. The message every day, go out and have fun. Something that comes easy with such a tight group of friends that also happen to be teammates.
Just go have fun. These guys are all good friends. They all enjoy being around each other and they all enjoy playing ball. So everybody likes to be here and have fun.
Yeah, we're pretty close. We spend a lot of time together, like after practices. Sometimes we'll go out and hang out after practices or games.
With the off-season underway, it'll be a long winter without baseball. But you can bet they'll be back to their winning ways in the spring. Josh Park, Primetime Local Sports.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Lloydminster and District United Way, and we've been talking about their Paint the District Red, which is coming up here in October, and Brian Hanterman joins me once again, and now we were talking off camera. This is the second year you guys have done this. Can you talk about maybe how it kind of went the first year and what you guys have learned here going into this next year of doing it?
Well, yeah, it's the second year. I just happened to notice that the Saskatoon United Way was doing one similar to this, so I thought, why not? We'll give that a try. It was pretty successful for how much time we gave it and everything last year. So we're awfully excited to build on that for sure.
And now we did talk, this is the second year you are doing this. So is this something that you guys are looking into making more of an annual thing and continue to do this in the years to come?
Absolutely. It's a fundraiser that's easy to run and doesn't require a lot of volunteers. So I'd like to see that happen for sure.
And you mentioned that the importance of, not a ton of volunteers. You guys are kind of smaller. So what's the importance again of having these kind of activities here where it is not a ton of man hours, although you guys do put in a ton of work, obviously.
Yeah, we do, and everyone's trying to raise money within the community, as everyone knows. And with the downturn, it makes it a little tougher to find volunteers and board members and such. So we do what we can, and we try and minimize the workload for who is with us.
And now again, talk about that money that you guys do raise for the community. Can you talk a little bit about where that kind of goes to and what you guys do within the community?
We have 4 member agencies that we distribute to. We changed our funding model last year so that we could give more. It goes over a 2-year span, and then others can reapply. The other 50% go to initiatives that we feel that need to be addressed within the community. So this year we're giving $13,000 for swim lessons for families within Lloydminster, so 2 children per family. Vermilion and Wainwright will get $5,000 for the same initiative, as well as we're going to be starting a reading program with 2 schools within the community.
All right, thank you for this. We're going to have some more back from here once again, but before that, we are going to head back into the studio.
Thanks again, Eric. One more time, watches and warnings in effect on the west side of the province. We are clear at the moment in the Midwest and the Lakeland region. That may not be the case a little later on this evening, so keep an eye on Environment Canada after 9 p.m. Looking at your next 24-hour temperatures, we do have a fairly steep drop by 11 o'clock to about 16 degrees. But it's not a particularly cool evening. A low of 14, and we're right back to 17 by 9 a.m. and back into the 20s before lunchtime. So expect a very warm one tomorrow. A mix of sun and cloud, mostly sun. So despite a chance of rain early in the morning, it's a very, very hot one indeed if you plan on spending it outside around Lloydminster and area. Again, you can look at the next 24 hours. Largely clear skies, some cloud cover early in the morning where that chance of rain is. Things start to clear off a little bit as the afternoon and evening moves on. Current temperatures here, 22 in Edmonton. They're still experiencing a little bit of rain there. It's also the same temperature in Edson, Jasper, and Athabasca. 24 in Red Deer, and on the Sask side, 24 in both Prince Albert and in Melfort, also in Saskatoon, while North Battleford is holding at 23 degrees. Largely sunny skies there, and that will pave way to largely clear skies overnight. Northeast winds calming down just a little bit when we get into the AMs, but right back up to the high teens coming out of the east-southeast tomorrow. That should take some of the edge off of that high of 28 degrees. In Cold Lake, 23 with a easterly wind of about 5 to 6 kilometers. That could pick up over the next hour, but it's unlikely at this point. Fairly calm winds overnight as well, though the cloud cover will increase, a low of 14 expected there. Then 25 degrees tomorrow, largely sunny, but some clouds mixing in throughout the day. East-southeast winds again around 11-12 kilometers, so not quite as speedy as in the Battlefords. 21 right now in Lloydminster, again with winds out of the north. That will definitely pick up overnight and will be stronger tomorrow, getting into at least the mid-teens for speeds. Again, a chance of rain early in the morning, listed as overnight here, but that really extends to about 4 or 5 a.m. and on into the later part of the AMs. Then a high of 27, some cloudy periods, but also some sunny periods, and a warm day expected for the border city. Now your 7-day forecast, 29 degrees on Friday, which should be the high of the week. Also the warmest evening of the week with a low of 15 degrees. 21 and 14 on Saturday with sunny conditions, some strong winds out of the west. And then 21 and 11 on Monday as that wind starts to die off to the low teens. Then just below average for the highs and the lows the rest of the week. 21 degrees on Monday, then 18 on Tuesday, despite a bit of sun, and then 20 on Wednesday, but heavy cloud cover, and we'll have to watch a storm developing on the west coast when we get to the end of the 7 days and see if that forecast changes. So that's been your 7-day forecast. We'll have another look at it later on in the show.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Lloydminster and District United Way, and we've been talking about all the stuff they do have coming up, and it's not just about the Paint the District Red. As Brian Harrington joins you once again, you guys are doing Breakfast Day with United Way here coming up, so can you talk about that too?
Yeah, for sure. The Breakfast Day with United Way is an annual event that we run. People and businesses throughout the community buy sandwiches. They pre-order them. We get our member agencies and volunteers together on that day. They come in really early, make all the sandwiches, and deliver them out to the community. And over the last couple of years, it's really boomed. So we went from just over 300 to 814 last year, and we were going for 1,000 this year. So.
No, that's awesome to hear. Now, obviously, with that many, you guys are going to be needing some volunteers, and I know you guys also accept donations in general. So how can people, if they do want to come out and get involved, help out the United Way, how can they do so?
The best way is either come down to our office here at the Chamber building, or contact our office on our website, through our website, or just give us a call.
All right, and now again, we've been here talking about the Paint the District Red. This is the second year that you guys are doing it. So once again, can you just give us maybe a quick background again on what that is and how businesses can get involved?
Again, it's businesses want to get involved. They contact our office. They decide if they want to use a product to give a percentage of that sale for that day or a week through the week, or they can give percentage of sales for the week for their business. Either way is quite acceptable.
All right, thank you once again so much for doing this. We're going to have some more from back here at the Lloydminster and District United Way. Again, talking about all the stuff they do have coming up here that you can check out and get involved in. But before we get to that, we are going to head back into the studio.
So our question of the day, what song best describes summer or defines summer, however you want to word it? Let's see if we see a pattern here, Abby. So where did the time go? Have you ever seen the rain? Here comes the rain again. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Thunder rolls. Oh, rainy day women.
Yeah.
I think that's specifically this summer they're talking about.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. It seems to fit perfectly. Any of those songs fit quite perfectly with this summer and how it's been going so far.
And if I had to pick one, at least out of those to listen to, at least if you listen to Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, there's something of a cheerful tone to it.
Yeah.
The rest of them, it's accurate, but it's not a great feeling listening to those songs.
Yeah, but it definitely does match how everyone's feeling this summer, because this isn't an ideal summer. This is not what we want when we spent the entire year either in school or, working full time and stuff like that. You want that summer to be able to go and camp with your family and be able to do those kind of things, and it hinders it when it rains.
Hopefully what it means then at least is that we'll get a nice beautiful fall, or maybe a mild winter. I'd take that as well. What's never mild is pet of the day, so let's get right into those cute little critters, and we'll start with a pig, which we don't normally get to have. That's Finnegan.
Oh my gosh, he has stolen my heart. Adorable.
I think we know who she wants to win this week. Finn is up next.
Adorable, so cute, just sitting there like a little precious angel.
As he is Jasper. We going outside the dogs and cats today.
Yeah, very cute, probably going on a little exploration, just adorable.
Next up here, Lucy.
Wearing a shirt, so cute. She probably hates it by the look on her face, but still cute, so that's all that matters.
We're definitely benefiting. And lastly, Trixie is definitely enjoying one of the good days of summer.
Yes, enjoying outdoors. Gorgeous photo, by the way. Just cute.
Sorry to cut you off there. And lastly, remember to send your picture along with the name to win that free gift card.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Jeanette is here with us today from Synergy Credit Union, and Jeanette is a wealth services supervisor. Jeanette, we're going to be talking about registered disability savings plans. First of all, what are they?
The Registered Disability Savings Plan was established by the government in 2008, and it was to help families with disabilities and individuals with disabilities to save for their long-term financial security. So contributions to an RDSP are not tax deductible, but the funds that grow in the RDSP do grow tax-free. And unfortunately, it is highly underutilized plan that is out there.
So who would qualify for it?
Qualifying would be, anyone who qualifies for the disability tax credit qualifies for an RDSP.
Okay.
They also have to be under the age of 60. They need to have a social insurance number and also have to be a Canadian resident.
Okay, and why is it that you think this plan is so underutilized? Do people maybe just not realize that it's available?
I think it is. It's just unawareness and due to a lack of probably some advertising. I also think that, well, we've heard that sometimes to get the disability tax credit can be somewhat...
Takes a long time.
Yeah, it's complex and somewhat cumbersome. And then I also think as well that there is some disabilities just aren't visible to the eye. So unfortunately, some people we don't realize that they have a disability, so we don't mention it. For example, there's types of diabetes that do qualify for the disability tax credit, but because we don't know that they qualify, we probably just don't end up mentioning it, unfortunately.
Okay, what would be some of the advantages of having an RDSP?
So some of the advantages would be that they are tax-deferred growth. The funds in the plan are tax-deferred growth, so the tax-free until money is withdrawn, so the money grows faster that way.
Right.
The government assistance eligible for bonds and grants, and there's no annual minimum. There's a lifetime maximum of $200,000. And then another thing that is great about them is they do not affect income-tested government programs such as Canada Pension Plan or Old Age Security, and often it also doesn't affect provincial programs for people with disabilities.
Okay. How do you open one? What's the first step in opening one?
You can just contact your financial institution. The financial institutions are known as the RDSP issuers.
Okay.
And so the person who opens the plan is considered the plan holder. Do we just suggest you speak with your financial institution about if you qualify for this and if this is something for you.
Just make an appointment basically.
Yeah,
and
make an
go
appointment.
in with information.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back and talk more about this in the next hour.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, it's Justin Marshall from Cool 101.3 in Bonnyville and Boom 95.3 in Cold Lake, and here's what's happening around the Lakeland. Well, coming up on Friday, starts at 11 a.m. at the Bonnyville Legion. The whole street and area around here is going to be blocked off for a car, truck, and motorcycle show. It's a street jam with the Bonnyville Legion. And they're raising money for Hang in the 30s, the Cancer Support Society, which is, by the way, going this August long weekend. Jamie from the Legion joins me now. Why Hang in the 30s, buddy?
Well, we originally had the bikers coming across Canada and they kind of had to cancel on us, so we went with Hang in the 30s, which is better because it's more of a community-rounded thing. They help out so many people in the community, and that's kind of where our heart is right now. So,
tell me about what this area all is going to look like on Friday. So many things going on.
Well, what we're hoping for is that on the street here, we're going to have bikes right in front of the church. That's going to be the bike show. Then we'll put the cars in through here. We're going to have a stage set up. We're going to have jammers going through. And over here, we're going to have beer gardens, this whole area. And we're going to have taste testing from Lakeland Brewing Company. And Janice, our girl Janice, is going to be serving that out of the trunk of her MGB. So it's going to be pretty fun.
Don't forget the barbecue.
Oh, and the barbecue. The firemen are coming here. They're going to be cooking all the hamburgers and hot dogs. And 100% of what we sell is going to go straight to Hang in the 30s. So come on down for a hamburger and a hot dog and help us support this event.
Jamie, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And if you have an event you would like to feature on what's happening, shoot me an email, jmarshall@stingray.com.